Welcome back to Media Week. My co-host, of course, Simon Ryan, CEO of Dentsu Aegis Australia and New Zealand, joins me in studio. Simon, appreciate your time.
Pleasure.
Let's talk a little bit about you, in particular the company itself. Give us a bit of background. Talk to us about Dentsu Aegis.
Sure. Dentsu Aegis Network in Australia. I sat here in June last year and we spoke about the business being 15 companies. We've actually grown that now. But 15 companies came off the back of a few months before I sat here in June. It was actually 22 companies. We scaled a few back. We divested a few companies that weren't aligned to our vision. And then we set amongst a path to drive acquisition and to deliver on our strategy. So I'm very proud to say that we're very much on that path. And as we sit here today, we have 22 brands and businesses active within Dentsu Aegis Network in Australia. We employ 1,785 people, and we have an annualised turnover of about $2.3 billion. So what does that represent in the market?
Yeah.
That represents about 23% of the advertising market
So
in agency land.
Every dollar spent, 23 cents.
In advertising agency land, yes. So we're about 23% of the advertising agency network, if you like, in Australia. So it's fairly significant.
Yeah, absolutely. Can you tell us a bit about the market so far this year? You know, what the market's looking like at the moment.
I think the market this year, James, is a little bit tougher than it has been in years gone by. I think what we're seeing is some clients and the general media sector where we have clients focusing on some bottom line cost savings as opposed to top line revenue growth. That means that there has been a readjustment of some investment into what they put money into. So the media economy in Australia is growing. What we've seen in the last 3 years, though, we've seen the media economy grow between 7 and 9% per year, so it's actually quite high. I think over the next 3 years, as we approach 2021, we're going to see it grow about 2% a year.
Why the big change, do you think?
I think clients are actually showing a slight shift in funding in their businesses. I think when you see businesses like Amazon coming out here shortly, which is all the buzz at the moment, obviously, and many of us know that they actually employed 900 people over the last few weeks over in the US to get a lot of their back-end services right. They're here now employing content people and sports rights people as well, so they're going pretty hard. But what we're actually seeing is that we're seeing that the Australian media landscape is stable to moderate growth. I mean, we had Peter Tonner on here a moment ago. He's actually getting some pretty good growth year on year, which is great, as is most media. But what we're seeing some clients shift money into digital platform to get their businesses ready for the new economy.
Just on that, obviously this year there's been some issues around content on specific platforms. YouTube obviously has been highlighted. Your thoughts around brand safety, and is there any lasting impact around concerns of brand safety on some of these digital sort of platforms?
I think if you look at what I could refer to, James, if you look at the revenue structures, I suppose, of a lot of the digital media and even to a degree the social media, when there has been a trust issue, there has been a dip in income to those companies. So I think clients and media agencies do react to when there is some bad news out there, particularly around brand trust. I think as we move more and more into the digital economy, I think that's going to become more of an issue moving forward, because previously a lot of brands have been built on very traditional type media. And now as we evolve into more digital landscapes and programmatic, you would find that there may be some less control as to where your ads actually fall, which means that there needs to be some governance and rules as clients and as media agencies and as communication groups to ensure that clients' ads are appearing where they should. So there is a direct correlation to trust versus revenue up and down when issues become live in the media.
And I imagine for your clients, maintaining, I suppose, the sanctity of that brand, the safety of that brand is paramount.
It is absolutely paramount, and I think that as we evolve through another range of changes in the Australian and global media landscape, we are educating clients on what they need to be careful of, what they need to watch, and then what is deemed acceptable too, because every brand out there has a different metric or a different course of action that they take when their brand appears somewhere they don't want to appear.
And if you see that drop-off in one stream of spend if it's digital. Does that get taken out altogether, or does it get generally reallocated to other streams?
It's a very good question. When there were some issues earlier this year, in particular with Google, we did see an uplift in commercial TV, so across free TV, free-to-air TV and pay TV. So we saw a direct movement of funds going back into more trusted media at the time. It's fair to say, though, that once those trust issues have been overcome and new measures have been put in place, we are seeing that money, some money stay and some money shift back to the digital channels as well. But there is a direct correlation between trust and shift of funds.
All right, let's move on and get to some of the general talking points in terms of media news at the moment. Of course, one of the big focuses is on the Bauer Media versus Rebel Wilson court case. It continues at the moment, and some interesting commentary, I suppose, a few shots at Women's Day, fake news being sort of thrown about as it relates to Rebel Wilson. Your thoughts on how advertisers view magazines or view this idea of fake news? I mean, does it have a negative impact?
I think it does. I think that what we've got to understand is that some magazines, and I preface this by saying some magazines do make sales based on fabricated news and to sensationalise issues in the market to ensure that they sell magazines. So that is an issue certainly for the magazine publishers. And I think, the flip side of that is that sometimes fake news does sell. So it does have a direct correlation to their sales. And in saying that, the magazine industry in Australia is having a hard time, and I think it's fair to say it's having a hard time globally. And some are seeing moderate growth and some of them are seeing declines.
In other news this week, Time Out parent company has acquired the Australian business, perhaps helping ensure future with investment funds. Also, Peter Miller, appointed CEO of News Media Works. You mentioned magazines, difficult time. How's it at the moment for newspapers? One of the most obviously traditional forms of media that we have.
James, it's certainly an interesting time for the newspaper groups as a total. I mean, whether you're looking at Fairfax or News Corp. I think there is still plenty of business opportunity out there, though. I mean, you can see with what Fairfax is going through at the moment, there is clearly an opportunity for a proper business model there and to make money. And there are good parts of Fairfax and there are not good parts of Fairfax. However, it's still a great business overall. So there is an opportunity for whichever way that they go. I think if you look at News Corp and Fairfax, they're large cost organisations. And they're working in a market that for them on more traditional side of media has actually got a decreased revenue line. So the thing that they need to focus on is reducing cost. But at the same time, they need to invest enough money to ensure that journalism is kept alive in this country. So we're seeing what we need is a really close look and balance between how do we keep journalism alive in Australia, keep the investment alive in newspapers and let them continue to grow. Now they are growing, but they're growing through digital channels as a main source of growth.
You mentioned you were here this time last year in June, and you'd said that maintaining the level of ad spend when it comes to newspapers. Considering what you just said, I mean, is that still the case through 2017? I
think based on our clients, and that is, as I said, we're lucky to represent a large portion of the market. We are seeing a slight decrease in newspaper spend. Having said that, we do have a range of clients that actually get very good results from newspapers as well.
Yeah.
I mean, we're very lucky enough to look after Woolworths, and they get great results from newspapers, as do a number of their competitive set. And I think as we see new entrants come into the market, if we see Amazon coming in at different levels now of marketing, you will see, I believe, a bit of a resurgence on the side of more traditional media.
It's funny you mention Amazon. I mean, it's something that we speak about on the channel because it seems to be kind of the Voldemort of just about every industry, if you believe all the press. How big a presence do you think it's an impact is it going to make when it arrives, from your perspective?
Yeah, I've heard many views, and I think that there are a lot of strategies in place from a number of big retail corporates out there, and each of them have got their own strategies. We have a couple of clients which they've shared that strategy with us. I think their strategies are absolutely sound. It's two things. We should never underestimate the power of an international visitor. who will become a permanent resident soon, and we know that through the global media channels. So we should never underestimate that. However, in saying that, I think that Australian retail companies, or the ones who are really got the defined strategies to compete against those, I think will survive, and will survive quite strongly, because that competition is great, but with the right strategy, they will overcome that entrant.
All right, we are running short of time. I want to quickly get to the television ratings. Week 22 will bring up, first of all, the free-to-air ratings. And no surprise, State of Origin on Channel 9 taking out the top spot. Interesting, the pre-match as well, doing rather well there. House Rules taking out 4th and 5th in between both of those. Channel 7 News, 9 News, House Rules again. You've got The Voice, only one entrant on the top 10 there, free-to-air. Let's take a look at subscription, the top 5. This is sport. The NRL and AFL continue to slug it out at the moment. This time around, though, NRL taking out the top spot, and non-sport, I should say, subscription for week 22. Bad Mums, The Premier, The Simpsons, Wentworth, NCIS. One of my son's favourite, Paw Patrol, taking out the 5th spot there. Look, just before we go, what about television? We've spoken about magazines, spoken about more traditional sort of newspapers. What about TV?
I think overall TV growth this year will be sitting around 5%, and that includes free-to-air and pay. I think it'll be interesting to see who the winners and losers are out of that. However, in saying that, I'm very confident of the Australian media landscape. I'm very happy about some of the changes that are hopefully going to be approved through the government. I think we all need that. And I'm hoping that we're going to see at least 3 free-to-air strong networks. Some need to overcome a few issues, but I think certainly you're going to see a very strong Foxtel.
Simon Ryan, appreciate you joining us for the full half hour. Thank you very much.
Pleasure.